your past doesn't have to define your present moment. And sure, you might have had a few failed relationships, and it's okay to think that the next one will fail also. I mean, you have gathered this amount of experiences, right? Where if you have a relationship, it's gonna be a failure. So it's normal to think this way, right? Just like if you have been trying to meet women for some time and you got rejected 90% of the time, it's very likely that you think that today, if you go outside, you will get rejected 90% of the time, because you gathered again this amount of experience and you're like, okay, well, if this happened, then it should happen again, right? Or you can think, oh, well, my past with my parents, they fucked me over, they were abusive, my dad was beating me, my mom was emotionally abusive, blah, blah, blah. I'm a fucked up person now, I cannot do anything about it. Well, let me tell you this. I went through a really heavy childhood as well. I went through countless of rejections. I went through a few failed relationships, 2 failed relationships. And now I'm living my dream dating life, right? I'm feeling internally very peaceful. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, but my life is pretty okay at this point. Is it gonna be like this forever? I don't know, but it's pretty okay. And if I would have let the past dictate how the present is, I would have never been able to attract my girlfriend, to create my own business, to live in Prague, Czech Republic, because I'm from France, like a small town, So for me, the whole idea of like living in a big city was like, wow, so cool, but impossible as well. The past for me was rough, but I decided to change the present moment by taking self-responsibility. And this is really the first step that needs to happen. And it's the most uncomfortable one, because isn't it so comfortable to be a victim of your past? And in a way, it's protecting you from going out there and trying something different, because you went through a lot of pain, which I'm not taking away, by the way. I'm not taking away the level of pain you went through. It was very heavy to get rejected. It was very heavy to go through these breakups. It was very heavy to go through this kind of childhood. Yes, I also went through that. But now you avoiding taking risks, right? You avoiding what your heart is yearning for out of fear of the past repeating itself. And that's a big problem here, because if you're someone who wants to create a shift in your dating life or in your life, in your career, well, you're going to have to let go of the victimhood that is keeping you stuck, and maybe forgive yourself for a few things that you have done in the past that basically where you fucked up, right? And start taking action mentally, emotionally, in terms of beliefs and external action differently, right? Because right now, the way you're operating is still stuck in the past, but it doesn't have to repeat itself in the present moment, because the present moment is a new land of opportunity, right? You can have so much control over the present moment. But if you still hold on to these old stories, then yes, the past is repeating itself. Yeah. And I'm not saying that it's going to be so easy, right? It's just a quick decision that happens like this, even though it really is just a quick decision that happens like this, right? Because yes, it is possible that you go out there today, right? And you meet your ideal woman, and that she's into you, and that she wants to go on a date with you, and that she starts dating you, and you end up in a very fulfilling relationship. That's a possibility. But if you still think like the past, it's very likely that it will never happen, because your whole belief system, your thinking system, your emotion are blocking the opportunity to come to you, right? So I know this may be not the video you want to hear, it's me kind of confronting you in this and telling you that you're playing it safe right now, you're enjoying the stuckness, even though you're not enjoying the stuckness, but you are enjoying it because you're still in the stuckness, right? You're still holding yourself back to actually create something different in your life. And brother, I don't care how old you are. You can be in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s. Neuroplasticity is still at work, which basically means that you can create new neural pathways, which basically means that you can operate differently internally, right? And if you can operate differently internally, it means you can manifest different opportunities in your life, right? You can decide to learn to feel good enough. You can decide to become okay with rejection, right? You can decide to become confident, genuinely confident. You can decide to become truly masculine without having to fake it. All of this can be a reality. I mean, brother, I was really shy, like super introvert, and I started to meet women every day when I was 21 years old. And I was meeting 10 to 20 women every day. If that's not an example of like me going from zero to hero, I don't know what else I can say to you. Because, like I said, I was not social until I was 20, 21 years old. I was just not social. I had periods of my life where I had no friends. Like every time there was a break in school, I would be alone. Literally alone. Everyone would have fun. I would be alone. I was more comfortable to be in the classroom than taking the break. It was this level of introversion, like shyness and just not being able to socialize. Yet, I became a master at socializing in any kind of environment. So that's a crazy story. I know not a lot of people went through this like zero to hero story, but it's possible. It's possible because I didn't let the past control my present moment. And it's funny because when I was 21 years old, I was not aware of the internal work, you know. So for me, the shift happened on a very conscious level, in the sense that from one day to the other, I was like, okay, enough. Enough of this nonsense, enough of this bullshit. I am tired of reliving the past. Something needs to change. And the next day I woke up, started to meet women every day, just like that. And it's a bit crazy, but this is what allowed me to have more dates, and then eventually have a few sexual experiences. And then after 1 year, I had a long-term relationship, my first one. That failed. If you've been following me for some time, you know that my first relationship was a pure failure. But I've learned through the mistakes. I didn't let the past control me because, again, after the first failed relationship, I could easily think that the woman, they are liars, you know, because my ex-girlfriend was lying to me. All the women are cheating because my ex-girlfriend cheated on me. You know, I could have decided to buy into the stories, right? But I didn't let that happen, right? And now I'm in a relationship with my ideal woman. We've been together for 2 years. It's going really well. We're super honest with each other. You know, we have constantly open conversations. We have sex very often. I mean, it's amazing. You know, there's still the passion, the connection, and all of that. And it would have never been possible for me to achieve this if I would have kept those beliefs from the past. If I would have kept the thinking from the past. If I would have let the past control me. By the way, I'm losing my English right now. But I know you understand me. So this is maybe not the most intelligent video that I've done. It's more of like a wake-up call video for you, because I know some of you need to hear this. You are probably still in this stuckness because you are buying into the victim that you were back then, but you don't have to be it now, because the person that you are now is different from the person that you were back then. And this you need to realize, my brother. I don't care how much pain you went through. You're not that person anymore. Yeah, you're the person from now who is watching this video. Things can be different. Thank you for watching. If you want a whole course to help you attract one date opportunity with your ideal woman, click the link down below. I'm teaching the masculine alignment process. It's basically helping you to be more confident, more masculine. There's a little bit of internal work as well to work on your belief system and thinking system, to start thinking differently, believing differently. so that you can raise your self-esteem and a bunch of other stuff. So you have it for free. You just have to give me your email. I see you, my brother.